Hi everyone, it's April again and welcome back to my channel. Please click the subscribe button below, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and leave me any comments or questions below and I'll respond to all of them. Today I want to talk about my anxiety and panic disorder journey. It started 8.5 years ago when I had a massive heart attack. And the heart attack was caused because I had a gastrointestinal bug that had me in the bathroom for about 3 days, and my potassium dropped so low that when my heart contracted, it could not relax. So I had a massive heart attack. And it messed up all of my body chemistry. I've had all kinds of problems since that heart attack. And as I said in a previous video, that was my second heart attack. But I wanted to talk about the anxiety part because a lot of people really have a hard time talking about their anxiety, or they're embarrassed thinking maybe they'll be judged, which I've been judged by people because I have anxiety and I'm on medication. And that was the first thing I did to deal with my anxiety, was when I went on medication. And I take 2 different medications every single day to ward off my anxiety and keep it in check. The second thing I did was I figured out that the GI infection that caused my heart attack, that's going to cause anxiety because everybody has stomach problems from time to time. How am I going to stop that from causing another heart attack? So I got a plan in place, knowing that that situation is going to arise again and again in life because everybody has a stomach bug from time to time. What do I do to stop my potassium from dropping so low that I have another massive heart attack that I may not survive that one? So I went to my cardiologist. I explained to him what happened, and he gave me a prescription for potassium pills. You can also get them over the counter. And if I get another stomach bug, which I have over the years, especially now that I have Crohn's disease, once I've gone to the bathroom 2 or 3 times within 12 hours or so, I go ahead and start taking potassium. That way I know I'm not going to have a heart attack. So having a plan in place for situations that cause anxiety, to take care of it before it causes anxiety, will reduce your anxiety. And so that's the second thing I do. First I take my medications, and then I try to plan for situations that I know are going to cause anxiety for me, like going out in crowded places that are very loud, or if I need to go to a doctor, and like when I had to have surgery in November, the only surgeon I could find was a man, and male doctors make me very, very nervous and anxious, and I had to take extra medication every visit because I knew he was a man and I was going to have to see this male doctor. And I don't know why that makes me so anxious, but it does. It's one of the things that causes issues for me. So when I have no choice but to go to a man doctor, then I take extra medication before I go in for an office visit. So I have a plan in place, and it causes me to have less anxiety about having to deal with situations that cause anxiety. So those are 2 things I do. And the third thing that I do that I encourage you to do is find a creative outlet. I started crocheting again, and one of the ways that I increased my skills in crocheting is I wrote down everyone's birthday, and in my family and my husband's family, and I crocheted everyone a birthday gift for an entire year. And that gave me a chance to do lots of different patterns and learn lots of new stitches. I used a lot of YouTube videos. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for putting those videos out on YouTube. And I have become a very skilled crocheter, and I enjoy it. But one thing that really causes the crocheting to reduce my anxiety is it makes my brain focus on what I'm doing instead of focusing on that negative wheel of thoughts. You know, it starts out with a negative thought, and then it grows, and then it grows, and it grows, and now our anxiety ratchets up, 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 the more we're in this negative mindset. And you can knit, you can paint, you can do woodwork, you can do gardening, you can do anything that's creative, and it will help reduce your anxiety. Animals can reduce anxiety, except for people like my mother, who she doesn't like any kind of animal at all. They actually cause her anxiety. So you might consider getting a pet if you don't have one, or pet sitting for friends if you don't want to have a full-time pet. But they do help with anxiety. But anything that's creative will help focus your mind and stop your thoughts from being on that negative wheel. And then as you're creating your crochet project, or your knit project, or your painting, whatever it is that you're doing, as you're creating, you begin to see the final product coming together. And then that creates a positive thought process, because it creates endorphins which override all those negative thoughts and put you in a positive frame of mind. And then your brain begins to think of the next thing that you're going to be working on, and the next thing that you're going to create. And it keeps you from getting into that cycle of negative thoughts and what if, and what if, and what if. I don't want to live in a what if frame of mind. I want to live in a what is frame of mind. So what is for me is creativity. In my crocheting, I've actually created 2 different patterns, and I didn't think I could do that, and I found out I could, and it gave me a little more confidence, which reduces my anxiety when I get my yarn and my crochet hooks out. So, and I've even taught myself to knit, and I look forward to having a project to knit, and I'm thinking ahead to that as I'm working on the project that I'm doing right now, which is going to be an amazing, amazing thing that I can't talk about because it's a gift, and I don't want anyone to know what I'm doing yet, but maybe I'll show you when I have a finished product and the gift is given. So anyway, the creative process of crocheting, as an example, is you have to think about what you're doing. You have to count your stitches. You have to think about what you're doing, and so your brain can only think of one thing at a time. And so it stops that negative mindset, and it'll keep you from diving down the rabbit hole if you just kind of create on a regular basis. You know, it doesn't have to be every day, but if you have set aside time to do your creative endeavor, whichever creative outlet you choose, then you can look forward to that. And it's especially good right before you go to bed. I know with sleep disorders, they've recommended that you turn off all of your electronics, laptop and your phone and your TV, and maybe read a book before bed, or something else besides having that blue light to let your brain settle down. And crocheting is that thing for me. I can sit and crochet for an hour or so before I go to bed, and it makes me nice and sleepy because I'm already tired, and my brain doesn't ever start that negative thought process that keeps me from sleeping well at night. So that's what I do. First, I take my medication. Second, I have a plan in place for situations that I know are going to cause me to have anxiety. And third, I have a creative outlet with my crocheting and hopefully my knitting soon, and seeing those beautiful creations come to life and giving them away. I give a lot of things to charity. I sell things for charity to raise money for charities, And that gives me just, a feeling of giving back to my community when I, sell projects and donate the money to St. Jude's or Wounded Warriors Project or the American Heart Association or whatever charity, moves your heart. You can think of ways to use your creative outlet to raise money for those charities, and it really gives you a place to focus on really positive, great things that are so wonderful and create endorphins to combat the negative things in your brain caused by your anxiety and panic disorder. And it's not going to make it go away. I'm not trying to tell you this is a cure-all, because it's not. It's just another tool in my toolbox of how to deal with my anxiety and how to stay in a more positive frame of mind. To feel like I'm creating these things is wonderful, and then to sell them and donate the money to charity makes me feel like I'm giving back to society and makes me feel worthwhile. It makes me feel validated as a contributing member of society. And those are the things that I do. I hope these things help you. I hope that you find a creative endeavor. Be sure to use YouTube to, look at hobbies if you don't have one, and find a meetup group that, shares some of your interests. It might be ballroom dancing. It might be playing board games. It might be a knit and crochet group that welcomes beginners, that will help you learn. But find people that have some of your common interests, and it is a little bit easier to get out into society with people with common interests. And I've recently joined a crochet group. They've been great, and I'm so looking forward to every single time we get together. It's just a group of ladies getting together, sharing our creativity, helping each other through difficulties with patterns, and helping each other through daily life, making new friends, and it's been great. So thank you, ladies, for that. If you watch this video, you have my deepest gratitude for taking part in this group and allowing me to take part with you. So try some of these things to help manage your anxiety. Take your medication. Make a plan for situations that you know are going to cause you anxiety and that are definitely going to be coming up again in the future. And find a creative outlet that helps you to create and give back to society. And I hope you have a great day. I hope this video helps you out, and you are not alone. We're together in this, and we're going to get through it together as a community. Whatever you do, don't forget to laugh. Talk to you soon.